We're also continuing to follow up on yesterday's four-alarm fire in Buffalo at the Paul William Belts Law Firm building on Church Street.
And today we learn more about what investigators have uncovered. Joining us now to talk about what goes into a fire investigation is Eddie Ortiz, a former captain with the Buffalo Fire Marshal's Office. Eddie, thank you for joining us here. Could you first start out immediately when flames break out, especially in an office building such as what happened yesterday? What is the main focus for investigators there? Obviously to put out the flames and to make sure that no one inside is in danger. What else are they looking into?
Oh, yeah. Your main concern is going to be the people inside there. You want to make sure that immediately we have accountability, and then from there you go into trying to save the buildings, the contents. The investigation starts immediately. Once you get in there, you want to find out, interview who called the fire in, the first 10 firefighters. What did they see? The color of the smoke. Where is the fire located? What was burning? All that is important information. In the beginning, if you look, the fire was light smoke. It's Class A fires, wood, paper, plastic, things like that. Then eventually it got black, and that was once it got through the roof. You probably have a roofing material there, which is a hydrocarbon, which is your typical black smoke.
The battalion chief, he had said that there weren't any sprinklers because it's an older building. What are the codes when it comes to older buildings, and what role does that play?
Well, you always want a sprinkler building, even with new construction. Now they're requiring even homes to have them in some areas. It's a good thing. I mean, nobody's died from a sprinkler building. It's definitely worthwhile getting if you ever think about building or adding. It's kind of pricey, but it's definitely a great thing to have.
Eddie, we are learning new information today from the fire commissioner that it looks like this was accidental, that it started with an electric stove, I believe on the second floor there. In terms of determining a cause, can you talk about the timeline for finding that out? And is this ahead of schedule than usual?
No, like I said, you do a good interview with the person that discovered the fire, what they were doing. It's just like a homicide case. You're going to go from the minute you get there, and then you're going to go all the way back. And then you're going to try to get video. You're going to try to figure out what the people in there were doing. What did they do? If they were cooking, if they were cleaning, if there was a candle. We had a fire at City Hall one time. I remember it was a unattended candle after hours. They left it, and then another one was a space heater in a building we had. So it's accidental. It happens. It's just maybe somebody was cooking something or heating up something, and then they got distracted, got to do something else, and forgot about it. And by then it's like, oh snap!
Eddie,
now you got an issue.
Eddie, this building, it was sandwiched between two historical buildings, the Guarantee Verizon buildings. Does that put more pressure on the response from firefighters? Oh,
God, yeah. I mean, thank God, you had a phenomenal chief there, Chief Rich Alero. He's a division chief, and he's got experience, 40-plus years, and he's outstanding. So his game plan is to figure out how to get the water to that fire immediately, and then you got to protect all the other areas around there. And that building being so tight, and then if you get a nice wind through there, it's like a tunnel. And once you feed them flames, you're going to have a nice flame and some issues.
All right, Eddie Ortiz there talking to us live, formerly of the Buffalo Fire Department. Eddie, very well known in the city of Buffalo. Thank you very much for joining us here to talk more about yesterday's fire in downtown Buffalo.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.